Hi children, welcome back to the last part of the division fluency lesson. Again, if we know things about decimals and division and fractions and multiplication, that can help us solve division problems more accurately. One thing that I realize here is that 60 is a very large number compared to 80 hundredths, hence the size of the stars that I've put next to them. You can put many 80 hundredths inside a 60. Many of these stars, little ones, can go into this big star, for example. But many of these big stars, well, you can't fit any big stars inside this little star. That shows me one thing: the quotient to this question is going to be less than 1. And I'm going to use a language conversion strategy here to, you know, complete this problem, but I have to conceptually know that the value or the quotient to this problem will be less than 1 because you cannot fit 60 into even 1. This value, 80 hundredths, is less than 1. How many 60s go into 1? None. Not a single whole 60 goes into 1. Or so it goes into 80 hundredths. Not a single whole 60 goes into 1. You can't put any 60s into 1. Okay, 60 can't go into 1. At least one time it can't. So the quotient is going to be less than 1. So I'll do some language conversion. I'm going to move this decimal 1 and 2 spots over. So now I've got 80. And I'm going to move the decimal from the 60, which is over here, 2 spots over. 1, 2. That gives me 1, 2, 6,000. So now I've got 80 divided by 6,000. Okay. And this is where you can begin solving the problem. So the first thing that I'll do is I will recognize that there's a 0 here and a 0 here, and I'll make this a little easier, and I'll make this 8 divided by 600. And I'll ask myself, can 600 go into 8? Cannot. Put a 0 there with a decimal spot. Can 600 go into 80? Well, because I'm going to put a 0 here. Cannot. So I'm going to put a 0 there. Can 600 go into 800? I put a 0 here. Can 600 go into 800? Yes, it can, one time. 600 times 1 is 600. There's 200 left. Can 600 go into 200? It cannot. Put a 0 here. Bring this 0 down. Okay. Can 600 go into 2000? It can. 3 times, giving us 1800. 200 left over. You might be able to detect based on this. Can 600 go into 200? No. 0 here. Bring it down. Can 600 go into 2000? Yes, 3 times. 600 times 3, 1800. And the decimal is going to repeat. You might have been able to detect that. And this is our answer. 0.0133 repeating. Tenths, hundredths, thousands, 10,000ths. 133 10,000ths, boys and girls. We will actually study this type of division more in depth next week. All right, that's it for this lesson. Use these lessons, keep them, or go back and watch them when you need to study, or study each day a little bit, and just rewatch them a little bit, a few times each week. All right, thank you. Bye.